Hello, welcome to my channel. Today, I'm going to go ahead and address very important topic. Most of the parents that I deal with, when they come to me, the one common thing that I have understood is that they always feel a lot of guilt within themselves. As a parent of a neurodivergent child, they are doing a lot of things, and I'm sure you are also doing a lot of things for your child. But deep down, you keep feeling guilty. And during my conversation with many parents, I was able to identify many things that is happening underneath within them because of which they are feeling guilty. They feel guilty. They know some of the reasons why they feel guilty, but they don't know why they are feeling guilty on a daily basis, very often. And today I'm going to go ahead and share with you why they are feeling guilty. I have noted some points based on my experiences, my understanding, and I'm going to share how you can go ahead and overcome those guilt. So if you're a parent of a neurodivergent child and if you have been going through your emotions of guilt, despite you doing everything for your child to help your child to overcome the difficulties and still experiencing the guilt, then this video is for you. Hi, I'm Sandeep Mukherjee. I'm a spiritual healer and life coach. I work with parents who have neurodivergent children and I help the parents to heal themselves first so that their children also improves simultaneously without any therapies or without any medicines. So let's get started to understand what exactly is happening and how you can overcome your daily guilt that you're going through. Okay. I hope this helps. If you like this channel, if you like what I'm sharing, do share it with your friends and family members, whoever is going through any kind of autistic difficulties with the children, and also like and subscribe so that you can keep getting updated with the future updates. Okay, so let me go ahead and share my screen. I'm going to share my screen with you so you understand what are the reasons of it and how you can overcome your guilt. Thank you. So as you see, there are 5 reasons why neurodivergent kids parents feel guilty. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and share one by one so that you are able to understand more in detail what exactly happens. The first reason is that the parents feel guilty because they have a continuous feeling that why did they brought the child to this cruel world, and knowing the fact that their children are not going to get healed. That's the parents' guilt. Every time they are going ahead and thinking and looking at their children, they are feeling that why is that my child is not getting healed? And how can I go ahead and help my child to heal? Because if I am not going to be there tomorrow, my child will not be able to live in this cruel world. How would my child go ahead and survive? That's the first guilt which the parents have, right? Guilt about bringing the children in this harder world. And because of that, they keep blaming themselves continuously. And what happens is they feel that it would have been better if they would have lived without a child, or it would have been better they wouldn't have got married, right? So there's a lot of guilt because you wanted a child, you wanted to conceive, and when you conceived, and the time when the doctor told you that your child has been diagnosed with autism, your world shattered because you were not expecting it. And then from then on, you have started doing a lot of things to make sure that your child becomes better. And you started holding yourself guilty because you feel that because you conceived, because you brought this child to this world, that's the reason your child is feeling those or going through those autistic issues or ADHD issues. But it is never in your control anyways. It wasn't in your control anyways. Had you known that this is going to happen before, you wouldn't have conceived. Honestly, you would have taken precautionary measures and you would have done whatever would have been important for you and for your family. But nobody knows. And this is not something which is an ailment or it's a disease. It's a neurological disorder. Now, most of the times, it's not even diagnosed for up to the age of 3 years, 3 years, 4 years. And then there are times when the children who have these difficulties is very later at being diagnosed. And that's just the reason most of the parents don't know whether that is going to be that their children is going to be normal or with autism. Because till the age of 3, their children are absolutely normal. Now, of course, there are some symptoms, but there are many things that has to be considered. Usually, people think that their children speak at the later stage, they wait for it, and then there are many reasons. But the all point of view is you hold yourself responsible because you feel because you have given a birth to a child, it's you who is responsible for this. That's the first thing. If you relate with this, right, relatable for yourself, so you know that this is why you feel guilty about it. The second is that feeling responsible that you can't control. There are times when professionals, doctors would go ahead and give you advices that do this and do that. You're trying to do it and you're not seeing the improvement. And you feel that even though I'm doing a lot of things, but things are not improving, things are not moving. And you feel completely, absolutely, the feeling that helplessness, you're not able to control that situation. And that also causes the guilt because you are seeing a lot of behavioral issues, emotional issues of your child on a continuous basis. And you feel that what else I should do? And you feel helpless. And when you're not able to control that helplessness, you feel guilt. There is also a chronic self-blame, even when outcomes are not coming. You are doing your best, but there is also self-blame. So professional and people advising you to do certain things, you are doing certain things, but you're not able to prevent the meltdowns. And when you're doing that, you feel that you are not doing enough. That's the guilt you carry, even though you are doing your routine things as prescribed to you or informed to you by the therapist, by the doctors, by the people around, right? So if this is something which you relatable, right, also relatable in the chat box or in the comment below, so that you are able to see that the reason you felt guilty is because of this. The third is giving the life you imagine for your child. Parents always think that the milestone that they want to see, they mourn for that. They mourn for the independence that they want to have their children experience, and also worry about the future, what is going to happen to their children. When they are not able to see that, they feel that there is a continuous guilt that they are not doing enough. They are not capable enough. They are not a good parent. And grief surfaces repeatedly as peer, reach stages their child may never reach. So you look at somebody, you compare yourself with themselves, with yourself, and then you worry that why is that my child is not improving. You see somebody going through a therapy classes, going through a speech therapy, occupational therapy, behavior therapy, and you see that their children are showing a lot of progresses, but your children is not showing progress at all. And you feel that it's you who is the problem. You feel guilty again about your own self. The grief often coexists with love for the child, which can itself become a source of the guilt. Now you want to go ahead and do things for your child. You are in absolute hurry and desperation. You're putting your best efforts. You are doing everything everybody is telling you, but the child is not progressing. And when the child is not progressing, you are feeling guilty. But in return, your child is also suffering because if you have noticed this or not, I don't know, but what I have noticed is that parents who have a lot of emotional turmoils by themselves, when they're not taking care of that, their children are also suffering because of it. Because this children, what I was able to identify and diagnose is that in my journey and experience based on my observation, this is definitely pure based on my observation, and I wouldn't go ahead and claim anything about it from the science point of view, but this is my observation that when the parents goes through their emotional turmoils, their experiences, the children, because they are very highly sensitive, they're very highly empathetic and emotional, they pick up the emotions from the environment, that is also from the parents. So what happens, the parents look at somebody who is becoming better, whose children is becoming better, and they are seeing that that their children is not becoming better. They feel helpless, they feel guilt. But along with that, what happens is that when they are feeling guilty, they are at a very low frequency of the emotions, and because of that, their children are feeling guilty again. And that's when you see they are showing different emotional outbursts, right? Like behavioral issues, emotional issues, is because they are feeling those guilt as well. But the only difference is they don't know how to go ahead and work upon them. And you don't know how to go ahead and help yourself. So that's the very, very important point, right? If three of you, if you were able to relate with all the 3 points, just write three relatable. You always feel that you're not doing enough. You're doing therapies, you're running pillar to post, you are continuously taking care of your child, you're giving so much of attention, but then you are feeling that there is no win, you're not seeing the progress. And you feel that every choice that you are doing, every choice that you are making, whether it is the therapy, whether it is the medicines, whether it is any kind of occupational therapy, behavioral therapy, or even if you're changing the medicines from Ayurveda, homeopathic, allopathic, and if you're doing anything else, but you are always feeling that you are not doing enough. And when you're not feeling that you're not doing enough, so what happens is you start doubting your own decisions. And when you do that, what happens is because of that, there is again a guilt. And times that you are spending, even just for resting, even for your leisures, you feel that you don't deserve it. You have stopped thinking about what is going to happen in the future, for maybe your vision, your goals, where do you want to go, what exactly you want to do. All of it you have dropped it just because you want to make sure that your child improves. But you are so much in that guilt trap continuously that you, even if you go for a rest for a while, even if you go to sleep for a while, you wonder, what should I do so that my child gets improved? Now, because of all that, what is happening is you are not giving enough time, enough love for your own self. And in return, you feel more agitated, more anger, and also more guilty. And because there are times when you lose yourself, you lose your mind, you don't have a control upon your own emotions at times. And because of that, again, that guilt travels to your child as well through you and through your dynamics of the family. And thus, it all affects everybody, right? So not feeling that you're doing enough. That's the fourth point. The fifth is you are already very exhausted, burnt out, and guilt for needing rest. Caregiving is described relentless with no real breaks or off hours. When you are doing everything, when you're taking rest, there could be also possibility that when other people look at you, maybe other family members, right, look at you and then they tell you that you are not doing the right thing for your child, you're not giving enough attention to your child, you're not able to take care of your child. And this all creates a lot of guilt because every time there is somebody who is going to blame you, there is somebody who is going to hold you responsible and tell you that you're not doing enough. When your child is showing emotional outbursts, when your child is having behavioral tantrums or showing behavioral tantrums, you will have somebody in the family who is a senior person, maybe your own parents or maybe your in-laws. They will look at you and they will say, you're not able to handle your child. You have to train your child. You have to make your child learn that and all of it. But eventually, you have to know that it's all making you feel guilty because you accept that, yeah, you're not doing enough, right? So if all the 5 points gave you more understanding that what causes the guilt, then in the comment box below, right, got it in the comment box, right? So that I know that you were able to understand the 5 points. If all the 5 points are relatable to you, right, completely relatable, right? Now, let me go ahead and share with you what exactly I want you to do that would go ahead and help you to come out of this guilt trap continuously. Okay, if you're ready for it, let's begin. The first and important thing is forgive yourself. Very, very important, because you have you wanted a child who could go ahead and give happiness to you. You saw a beautiful future with the child. You saw that you could go ahead and help your child to live a better life. You wanted to go ahead and give a happy life to your child and also to yourself. But what happened, or because of whatever reason, maybe neurological disorder, whatever, but don't hold yourself guilty and blame yourself. The very important thing is that you have to know that whatever you are going through, whatever your child is going through, there's something which is also destined, right? But you don't have to go ahead and blame anybody, including yourself. And the most important thing is forgive yourself. Because if you will not forgive yourself, don't expect anybody to go ahead and forgive you. Forgiving yourself is the most important thing that you have to consider in this journey. As many times, as often you can, just accept and love yourself for who you are and forgive yourself, because forgiving yourself means you are accepting that things are not in your control anyways, which is not in your control anyways already, but you're not able to accept that it is not in your control, right? And because everybody is blaming somebody, including you, you feel you are the one who's completely responsible. So that's the first point. The second point is you accept yourself. When you're able to accept that whatever you are doing is enough, how much you are doing is enough, then you will be able to come out of the guilt trap, because every time as a human being, you are not a robot that you can keep going on and on and on and on and on without resting, without taking care of yourself, without having the happiness in your space, and you are going to burn out. But with that burnout, it is very important that you allow yourself to give that leisure time to yourself. The rest, the relaxation, the changes, the changing in the mind, in the mood, and the way you have to go ahead and take care of your own self, all of this are very, very important. But this will only happen when you start accepting yourself. If you don't accept yourself as you are, who you are, and what the situation has happened, you won't be able to change it, because then you're continuously in that loop pattern of the guilt. And unless and until you don't come out of that consciously, you won't be able to see a better future. You won't be able to find a better solution, because nothing will change if nothing changes, right? So that's very, very important. The third important point is very, very important, is build a positive mindset. Now, positive mindset is not about, oh, I can do it, this is going to happen, I see my child completely, fully improving and all that. Not just that. Positive mindset is when you are going through your own emotional turmoils, when you are going through your own emotional setbacks, your pains, your challenges, how can you go ahead and come back out of it? Can you go ahead and find a way through which you will be able to come out of those emotions? The faster you are able to come out of those emotions, the more faster you would be able to help yourself. And when you would be able to go ahead and help yourself, you would be able to see that children of yours is also improving. What I have seen in my community is when parents are helping themselves, when they are so focused on working upon themselves to be more positive, to be more spiritual, what I've seen is that their children are showing remarkable improvement without therapies and without medicines, up to more than 60%. Somebody who had an anger issue reduced the anger in less than 3 months without any medicines and therapies, just by working through the processes that I have created. Now, if you are a person who is also interested to go ahead and take a support, because when you are doing all this by yourself, it's not easy and it's not possible. You need a mentor to help you. If you are interested to know more, then I would request you to go ahead and connect with me and either attend my webinar or have a face-to-face one-to-one conversation so that I can tell you how can I go ahead and help you, because I'm working with parents who have neurodivergent children, and parents in my community are seeing a significant improvement in their children just by working upon themselves. I don't do any kind of therapies on the children, and I don't give any medicines to the children, and I only and only help the parents to heal themselves so that the child also improves, right? So that's about positive mindset. If you know how to do it, please focus upon that. Very, very important. And the most important thing is being resilient. Now, as a parent, you are doing a lot of therapies, a lot of medicines. You are trying a lot of different ways. People are saying something, you are running for it, maybe stem cell therapies and all, and still you're not seeing many improvement in your child. Then what happens is you give up hope. You feel that nothing is going to improve, and there are times that you feel guilty that why did you give up, right? My suggestion to you would be, my recommendation to you would be resilient. This is not a journey of a shortcut. This is not a journey of desperation. This is not a journey of quick fixes. It's a journey where you have to go ahead and work upon your own self, make yourself stronger, and help yourself to go ahead and come out of the situation emotionally first so that you can help your child. Now, resilience is not about not giving up. Resilience is about bouncing back even when you feel that nothing is working, right? So be very, very resilient. And last but not the least, drop desperation. Don't rush for quick fixes. This is not a journey of you take a medicine and things will go ahead and resolve faster. Except that it is going to take its time. But for the time it is going to take, you have to be emotionally, mentally, spiritually in the space where you are feeling very at an optimum level of happiness, joy, and confidence within your own self so that you are able to help your child. If you are emotionally, mentally broken, if you are continuously tired physically, and if you don't know how to recharge yourself, rejuvenate yourself on a daily basis, because it's a fight of daily basis, then you are going to continue to struggle, even if you choose everything that you're choosing, like therapies, medicines, and all. Because to be honest, those are just not enough to go ahead and help your neurodivergent child. What you require is an approach that would help you to heal yourself physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And also, over the period of time, you would be able to see that your child is showing an improvement because of you putting the efforts for helping yourself to heal. Now, you cannot do that if you're operating from the space of guilt, but you can definitely help your child if you are in the space of positive mindset, you are resilient, you are helping yourself and forgiving yourself, you're more in the space of love, and you are trusting the universe or having faith, right? So I hope this video has helped you, and please do share your takeaways from whatever you have learned in the comment box below. And if you're interested to know how can I go ahead and help you, please go ahead and connect with me. I work with neurodivergent children, parents who have autism and ADHD children, and I help the parents to heal themselves, and the parents also feel a remarkable difference in their own selves first, and because of that, their children are also improving. I have cases of people improving themselves and their children showing more than 60% of the improvement in less than 6 months without medicines and therapies. So I'm a founder of Mind Soul Alignment. My name is Sandeep Mukherjee. I will see you in the next video. Bye bye. Thank you.